You can see some people have left. Well, some people I know why they have left, some others I don't. But anyway, as we said, it's not a practice for everybody, especially if you've never done it. So let's hope that samsara is a bit the same, you know, less and less people, and then and then maybe only ourselves left. So let me see if I have these verses. So maybe next session we do with these 8 verses, yeah, because I have them here. So for the purification we can do each one. Oh, Sigal, is she coming? Okay. So with so then we do each delusion, kind of each negative emotion with the word. Yeah. So somebody is here. I hope she hasn't transformed into cinema. He's keeping her place warm. She. It's a she. Okay. So we start with the practice.
Can you read these sentences before we practice?
Which one? What?
The 8 ones.
I'll send them to you. What is it that you want to? I will send it to you, okay? Because it's kind of, you know, it's all this. So they're not that short. So I think better you just concentrate and you meditate on it, and then I'll send it to Sigal, and then she can send it to everybody who was registered for the course, and then you have it. Okay, so we start page 5. Again, it's good just to be aware of our motivation, why we are doing this. For whatever reason, if it's only for yourself, then it's still good to open up the heart a bit more and thinking, okay, I'm doing this for myself, okay, because I want to be happy, I don't want to suffer. But also becoming aware, as long as we have negative emotions, there will be to some extent, there will be suffering present in our lives. And then also not just for myself, but I'm so dependent on other beings. And the moment we become aware of it, then we are grateful, there's gratitude, and gratitude already by itself is a wonderful, very relaxed and open mind. So, you know, we think we pay for everything, and we don't really see that we receive a lot of things. Even we pay for it, we still receive it. Because if everybody would stop working, then no matter how much money you have, you couldn't get anything. And it's not just that, it's not just what we are consuming, it is also seeing that other people allow us to like them or to love them. I mean, there is very few people on this planet who have absolutely nobody because they're so, you know, so difficult to love or so difficult to be with. So we are not like those. So there are other people in our lives that allow us to like them or to love them. And then we are in contact with our love. If there's nobody there to love, it's very difficult for us to open up our hearts. I'm not saying it's not possible, but we need to know how it feels loving somebody. So then we think we do it for all these people that know me, that I know, but also all the others who will maybe in the future get to know me, who knew me in the past, but in past lives and future lives, and we've forgotten about it. Basically like that. So I'm doing this practice so I can stop harming them. I'm not being led anymore or pushed by my negative emotions, and therefore as much as possible already now can be of benefit to them, because just by not harming them we are of benefit to them. And in whatever way I can help, I will help. But also some time of my practice will go into study, meditate, reflect, or recite these sadhanas as we're going to do just now. so we start page 5. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all Buddhas, original grantor of all holy teachings and Lord of all supreme beings. Please, Guru Buddhas, bestow on me the ability to unify my mind with the Dharma and be successful in practicing Dharma in order to achieve the graduated path. May no hindrances occur while achieving this path. Please bless me to realize that I have received the perfect human rebirth, which is highly meaningful for many reasons difficult to obtain, but perishable, transient, and fragile, decaying in the shortest moment because of its changeable nature. Thus my death is definite, but its actual time is most indefinite. And after death, I am far more likely to be reborn in a lower suffering realm, having created infinitely more negative than positive karma in this life and all previous lives. Please bless me to comprehend how incredibly unendurable is the suffering of the lower realms, that I might take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha with all my heart, and realize evolution of karma in all its profundity, that I might perform only virtuous actions and abandon all negative creations. By practicing in this way, I will be reborn in the upper realms, but will still have to experience unlimited samsaric suffering because of uncontrolled delusion and karma. Please bless me to realize fully the evolution of samsara, from uncontrolled rebirth to death to rebirth, and to follow day and night the 3 higher trainings of the path, higher conduct, higher concentration, and higher wisdom, which are the main methods to release me from samsara. But as each sentient being has been my mother, and as most of them are in extreme suffering, please bless me to bring success to all by renouncing the perfect happiness of self and practicing the Bodhisattva's deeds of the 6 perfections with the Bodhisattva's mind, of exchanging self with others on the basis of the equanimity meditation. Thus shall I have no sorrow in experiencing the samsaric suffering of all other sentient beings for no matter how long, having trained my mind in the general path. Please bless me to follow the quick Vajrayana teachings by feeling sentient beings suffering, very unimaginably unbearable for even the shortest moment as my own, and to achieve the attainment of Shakyamuni Buddha immediately at this very moment by keeping my ordinations and the instructions of the Guru with the best and highest care in life for sole purpose of enlightening all sentient beings. So then above the crown of your head, you visualize a lotus and a moon disk. Upon these is the great treasury of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my kind root Guru. My Guru is seated in the full lotus position within a transparent bubble of rainbow-colored light, is pink in complexion, and wears the saffron robes and the pandit's hat. His right hand is at his heart in the gesture of teaching the Dharma, and holds a vajra and the stem of a white lotus that blooms beside his right ear. His left hand rests on his hip. It holds a bell and the stem of another white lotus that blooms beside his left ear. At my Guru's heart is Aryatara in female aspect, green in color and seated in dancing posture within a rainbow bubble. Her left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra symbolizing the triple gem and holding the stem of a blue upali flower. Her right hand extended over her knee is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. She is beautifully adorned with jeweled ornaments and scarves, and at her 3 places bears the syllables Om, which is white and is at the crown or between the eyebrows, A, which is red at her throat, and the blue Hung at her heart. Also at her heart is a lotus and moon seat on which stands a radiant green silver thumb. Rays of green light radiate in all directions from the thumb and invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They are all absorbed into Aryatara and become one. So then there is this request, if you feel like saying that, it's at the bottom of page 7. Please remain above my head until I receive enlightenment. Then refuge and bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. With my body, speech, and mind, I devoutly prostrate. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined. All negative actions and offenses amassed from beginningless time, I confess. I rejoice in all virtuous actions of holy and ordinary beings. O Gurus and Buddhas, please remain until samsara ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. All my virtues and those of all others I dedicate to great enlightenment. Then the mandala offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the 3 poisons. Idam Guru Rana Mandalakam Niryatayami. Okay, so now what you can do, you can just visualize that white light is coming from the Tara, which is above your head or in front of you. And so I will read the verses, and then you can see that light coming into your heart or in your crown as you prefer, and then purifying that specific negative emotion. So the first one is the lion of pride. And actually also these negative emotions, they have chakras, they have places in some of them have places in our body. So pride and miserliness, they say the chakra for it is the Navel Chakra. And the color, we can use colors. The color to purify it would be yellow. And it has to do with the Buddha Ratnasambhava. And instead of, miserliness and pride, you develop then the wisdom of equanimity. It's connected to the element earth, and it's connected to the aggregate of sensations, of feelings. Yeah, so all of this is kind of connected. I'm talking about the 5 Buddha families here, so because I know that some people know what I'm talking about, so it's really good to mention it also, so that you know that. So you can see, like, if you want, yellow light is coming from Aryatara's heart. It's entering your navel chakra. The navel chakra is 4 finger widths below the navel, and is towards the back, like it's just in front of your spine. So we can be a little bit more precise. So the lion of pride, dwelling in the mountains of wrong views of selfhood, puffed up with holding itself superior, it claws other beings with contempt. The lion of pride, please protect us from this danger. So with the yellow light, you can think, all your traces and kind of impulses of arrogance and pride are totally being eradicated. And again, even though it's like the light enters the lower part of your body, you see that your body is being filled with this yellow light, nourishing our wisdom of equanimity. And also very often yellow and this navel chakra, it also has to do with this feeling sometimes, the feeling that we're totally powerless and that we can't do anything and that we're useless. So that would also work for that. Because arrogance and pride very often comes with low self-esteem. If you're arrogant, you always need a witness. You always need praise. You need other people to confirm that you are really good. You surround yourself with people that admire you. You will not have many friends that are better than you are, and therefore you cannot learn anything. Or if you surround yourselves with people that are better than you are, you see them as stepping stones so that you can become better than them. This is what arrogance and pride is doing, using other people for your own needs. So all this with the yellow light is getting purified. So in asking Tara to save us from this danger, we are actually calling upon our inner Tara, the seeds of our own wisdom and compassion, or our Buddha nature. As these qualities gradually grow, they protect us from the damage our pride can inflict upon ourselves and others. So you keep your form, but your body is filled with this yellow light. So here we work on the subtle energy body. And the yellow light is flowing into your navel chakra. So the next danger that one purifies is, as a delusion, it's ignorance. And what it goes with is the elephant. So ignorance is not wrong views about emptiness. Ignorance is just the basic not knowing. So the verse is going like this. Untamed by the sharp hooks of mindfulness and introspective alertness, dulled by the maddening liquor of sensual pleasures, it enters wrong path and shows us its harmful tusks. The elephant of ignorance, please protect us from this danger. So elephants, when they're out of control, they can do a lot of damage. So this time you can visualize white light is entering the chakra between your eyebrows, filling your body with white light, purifying negativities of the body. Has to do with the Buddha Vairocana, is the mirror-like wisdom, and is connected to the aggregate of form. Again, if you don't know what this is all about, just forget about it, but some people will know. The main thing is that you see that your body is being filled with this purifying white light that enters your body through your crown, between the eyebrows. Dissolves all the solidity, and your body becomes very light. Like all the grossness is dissolved. And the mirror-like wisdom is like it's a wisdom of a fully awakened being, is seeing things as they are, like a mirror. Not ultimate reality, but conventional reality. Seeing things, they appear, they are dependent, arising, and not existing separate from my mind. So by asking Tara for protection, we are calling forth our own powers of mindfulness and introspective alertness. Like a wise elephant tamer who fearlessly knows how to subdue a wild elephant and harness its energy for constructive purposes, these two mental factors lead us to a non-violent lifestyle and to deep concentration. Mindfulness is developed by repeatedly recalling our ethical guidelines and our meditation object, and introspective alertness arises from frequently checking what our mind is occupied with. If our mind is focused on something conducive to the path, then let it be like that. If it is not, introspective alertness calls forth the appropriate antidote to calm whether ignorant emotion plagues us at that moment. So we're not acting like a wild elephant anymore, because we have these two hooks, mindfulness and alertness, knowing what's going on and knowing when and how to apply antidotes as the body fills with this white light. Next one is the fire of anger. So the verse goes like this: driven by the wind of inappropriate attention, billowing, swirling smoke clouds of misconduct, it has the power to burn down forests of goodness. The fire of anger, please protect us from this danger. So anger is like fire. Fire is the element that destroys the quickest whatever has been built up or has grown over a long time. So you can see blue light now coming from Tara's heart, this time entering your heart, filling your whole body with this blue light, filling you with love, compassion, wisdom, counteracting the tendencies of reacting with anger. And we can also think that this blue light it fills us with patience. Patience, which is the best antidote for anger. Patience doesn't mean just passively waiting until the situation is finished. Patience means not reacting with anger. Still, if reaction is necessary, we do, but not with anger. Also, this blue light is representing Akshobhya Buddha. It's the wisdom of the Dharmadhatu, like the sphere of reality, and counteracts anger. And is connected to the aggregate of consciousness. So next one is the snake of jealousy. lurking in its dark pit of ignorance, unable to bear the wealth and excellence of others, it swiftly injects them with his cruel poison. The snake of jealousy, please protect us from this danger. So now this time is green light coming from the secret chakra. It's at the tip of the sexual organ. And it enters there. Fills the body with green light is Amoghasiddhi, Buddha family. Counteracts jealousy is the all-accomplishing wisdom is called, nourishing that one. And fills us with the ability to rejoice. Rejoice when others are happy, rejoice when others are succeeding. And then not like the snake, when we see that somebody is happy, somebody is well, somebody has a lot of success, we kind of inject the poison of Dharma by saying, oh, everything is impermanent and anyway it's not real happiness. You know, something like that. We can also use the Dharma in order to hurt others. When jealousy stands behind it, it might be wise what you're saying, it's right what you're saying, but it's not the right moment. So like a vicious snake whose venom kills a healthy person, jealousy poisons the happiness and goodness of both ourselves and others. So by this green light, everything just disappears and we're filled with the ability to rejoice. So spiteful jealousy not only lessens our own self-respect, but also keeps us bound in pain. Like a snake killing its victim by constriction, jealousy wrings the life out of our mental peace. Jealousy is very painful and is very narrow. So then the next one has to do with wrong views. So the thieves of wrong views, roaming in the fearful wild of inferior practice and the barren wastes of absolutism and nihilism, they sack the towns and hermitages of benefit and bliss. The thieves of wrong views, please protect us from this danger. So then here again you can have white light coming and entering between your eyebrows. Giving you the wisdom to see that even though things appear, they do not exist from their own side, but they do have a function. And everything that exists is dependent arising, depending on parts and particles, a function, a name or a label, and a mind that gives it the label. If you look for the thing, you cannot find anything. All you find is not that thing. So things do exist, meaning they're not non-existent, but they don't exist from their own side, meaning they are a dependent existence. So your body fills with this white light. Again, it's the Buddha Vairocana, it's the mirror-like wisdom, seeing things as they are. Then the next one is the chain of miserliness, binding embodied beings in the unbearable prison of cyclic existence with no freedom. It locks them in cravings' tight embrace. The chain of miserliness, please protect us from this danger. So again, the antidote to miserliness is practicing generosity. So whatever you can give, you give. Be it attention, be it love, be it material things, be it protection. But we're always frightened that we end up being poor, isn't it? I mean, the value that we give money is not realistic. Like 10 shekel, even though if you have plenty of it in the bank, it can become so big when you lose it. Or our possessions, whatever we call mine, you know, all of a sudden it becomes so valuable. So this time, and also it enters the Navel Chakra, which is 4 finger widths below the navel, and it fills you with yellow light, the joy of giving. Then the next one is the flood of attachment, sweeping us in the torrent of cyclic existence so hard to cross, where conditioned by the propelling winds of karma, we are tossed in the waves of birth, aging, sickness and death. The flood of attachment, please protect us from this danger. So this is red light entering your throat, filling your body with red light. Red light stands for inner freedom. Because attachment always comes with fear. Desire always comes with fear. That if I don't have this object, person or situation, I will not be happy. And it's totally wrong. It makes us very narrow. Makes us, you know, this poverty mind. Makes us small, pitiful. So with this red light, everything just disappears. You become free from it, spacious, open. Red light is Amitabha Buddha and is the wisdom of seeing the difference between the things, the wisdom of discrimination. Counteracts attachment and is the aggregate of perception, or sometimes called discrimination. Knowing the difference between things, being able to distinguish. We ask Tara to protect us from this danger by teaching us the path to liberation and full awakening, by which we cross over to the other shore and arrive at the state of mental bliss and freedom. Then the next one is the demon of doubt, roaming in the space of darkest confusion, tormenting those who strive for ultimate aims. It is viciously lethal to liberation. The carnivorous demon of doubt, please protect us from this danger. So maybe you, from your own side, you can think about these moments of doubt in your practice. How very often it holds us back. How it's a very unhappy mind. Doubt and distrust are horrible. So doubt doesn't really have a color, and also I don't know where you want to have it enter your body. So just go a bit with your gut feeling. What kind of color would you give doubt? I mean, not the doubt, the antidote to doubt. White, orange, maybe orange, Manjushri. Yeah, the wisdom of the Buddhas. Manjushri is orange. And you can only clear up doubt when you think about the things, when you study, when you reflect. Okay, so those are those 8 fears that we are asking her to protect us. So then now is the dissolution again. If you feel comfortable doing this, if you're not feeling comfortable, you keep Tara at your crown. So my root guru dissolves into Aryatara, who melts into green light, which flows into me. Instantly, my wrong conception that I and all other phenomena are self-existent, together with my dualistic mind and its views, disappears, becoming completely empty. Not even a trace for them remains. And this belief in real existence, this is creating all these other fears. So just dissolve everything the same way as a dream dissolves when you wake up. And you try not to replace the dream with something else. And if you want to have a visual picture, it's okay. It's okay to visualize space, but you need to know what that space is. It's not just space. Yeah, that's not emptiness. But the space is an absence of thoughts, perceptions, emotions, sensations, empty of an inherently existing I to whom this is all happening. So the emptiness is something that we thought is there, but is not there. And you can just visualize the empty sky. No beginning, no end, no obstructions. And then to really put the label, this is the nature of the mind. There is no separate I from this mind who has this mind. If we really realize that state, the emptiness, the mind, the bliss, the I, everything becomes one. And we know that in that state, the Buddha's mind, the Guru's mind, my mind, all are totally one also. But then again, because we want to be of benefit to others, so out of that emptiness, my wisdom manifests instantly as Aryatara's holy body seated upon a lotus and moon cushion. So if you have initiation, you appear again out of that emptiness in the form of Aryatara, with a light body, light not in terms of weight, but with a body made out of light, like a rainbow. You can see the features, but there's nothing solid in it. But what is important, that it's not just the body, but also the mind is totally purified. and has developed love, compassion, and wisdom. At the center of your heart is the lotus and moon, upon which in the center is the syllable tam, surrounded in a clockwise direction by the syllables of the mantra Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. Kind of what it means, Tara, the one who liberates from all fears, like the fears of being reborn in the lower state, it's the first Tare. Then the Tutare, the fears of being reborn in samsara in general, like even also in the higher realms. And the Ture is the fear of kind of disappearing into nirvana, so that you want to come back again and again and again and again until everybody is fully enlightened. Or you can also think like the mantra Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. It liberates us from outside fears, which are created by inside fears, like the delusions, and it helps us to accomplish all our projects. So that's the mantra, and as we recite the mantra, then green light radiates from all the ledgers, spreading in every direction. And in the first recitation, it purifies the negative karmas, gross delusions, and subtle obscurations to omniscience of all sentient beings, who then transform into Tara. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 So as you keep reciting the mantra, you might have to put some effort into the visualization, but try not to just, go anywhere with the mind. Try really to do it. That we have this wish to be able to be of benefit to others. So you visualize or you think either, you as Tara with initiation. If you don't have initiation, the Tara at your crown is sending all these lights, which totally eliminates all obstacles for lasting happiness to all sentient beings, which then turn into green Tara. Don't wonder so much, how is this working, what will be working, and all this. Just do it. This is it. Tantra is, you just do it. It's not complicated. The visualization is very simple. Tare tu tare tu re soha. So the next realization is that as the light radiates, bearing manifold offerings to the 6 transcendental senses of all the Buddhas and sentient beings who have become Tara. So you visualize, making whatever you think is beautiful and exquisite, something that pleases the senses, really knowing that it doesn't exist from its own side, but it has to function to produce bliss and happiness in the Buddha's mind. Again, the Buddha's mind is always blissful. But by us making offerings, because the Buddha is a very powerful object, we create a lot of positive energy. That is why. That is why we're doing that. And it's the joy of giving, I mean, if we only would give the things that are desperately needed by somebody, that's not what we call the joy of giving. The joy of giving is just to give, not the things you have too much or too many, but to give, to make presents, to give gifts. It's a joyful activity. So here, because we're not polluting the earth, we don't need to buy anything, there is no plastic involved, nothing, which is visualized, but because we can visualize and because the things do not exist from their own side, the Buddhas will receive it. That is why. So then, whatever you think is beautiful in inexhaustible quantity, you just give, and offer it to the Buddhas and all the beings who have become Tara. Tare tu tare tu re sam tare tu tare tu re sam tare tu tare tu 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 sam tare tu sam tare tu tare tu sam. Tare tu re so hard. And the third visualization is the enlightened beings are extremely pleased and shower down the superlative qualities of Buddha Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind, omniscient wisdom, supreme power, and infinite compassion in the form of a great shower of green light rays. As you recite the mantra, you absorb this and feel blessed and inspired by this rain. Tare tu tare tu re sam tare tu tare tu sam tare tu tare tu re sam tare tu tare tu sam. And you visualize, you see the light kind of absorbing into you, think you're receiving all the qualities that you would like to have, or the ones that you already have, that they increase. So whatever it is that you think you are lacking at, or you need to increase. Om tare tu re soha. Okay, so there's a, before we do the dedication, there's another aspect of so as you go along with the booklet here, so there's some explanation about Tara by Lama Zopa, explanation of the mantra, the 8 fears, as you can see, the page 15, and then there's the praises to the 21 Taras. So then, people say, okay, so well, green Tara, 21 Taras, everybody has a different color, everybody has a different name, everybody has a different mantra. So what is this? So these 21 Taras, they're just aspects of the green Tara, because Tara is the one for activity. And so when they, in Tantra also, when you go for an initiation, at one point you throw a stick, and at another point you throw a flower. Do you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, okay. Do we have people who have had? Yeah, we had people who have initiations, yeah? Okay. So do you remember at one point in the initiation, you have a stick, and then there's like different colors, and you go there, and then tuck, and then you let, and wherever it falls. So yeah, so these are the 4 colors. So it has white, yellow, red, and either dark blue or black, usually very dark blue. So it shows how you should do your activities, because you can do activities in different ways. So the best way, if it's possible, is white, is peaceful. But sometimes we don't have enough energy or enough positive or enough merit to do things in a peaceful way. Then yellow is increasing. So when you are trying a lot of projects, but nothing works, and you go and complain to a Lama, they would tell you, go out and go and work for a social society, because you don't have enough positive energy, or do mandala offerings, or practice generosity. That is doing actions in an increasing way. It's yellow. Then red is powerful, doing a controlling or powerful way. Now, when we hear the word control, we freak out, isn't it? Control is no good. I tell you, if we could control the negative people and the terrorists, it would be not a bad thing. But controlling in a way, in a good way, And so some of these, if you look, which one is it? Tara number 5, I think. She is controlling through, because she enchants the harmful beings. She's enchanting them, so they're quite happy to do whatever she tells them to do. Yeah, so number 10, she's also red. She subdues beings through laughter. So that people, the beings don't feel kind of... Now, when I talk about beings, or when it says what it does to the beings are not out there. The beings are in here creating these beings out there. Okay, so when we talk about enemies, so when you read what it says, everybody thinks Buddhism is so peaceful and all this. If you start to study the 21 Taras, many of them are very wrathful and very powerful. So, you know, don't think when you speak, oh, she's such a Dakini. Dakinis have like long fangs, many of them, and are quite wrathful and powerful, because sometimes it's not enough just to say, oh, you know, please stop. You have to kind of go in with force. But that force, behind that force is always compassion and wisdom. Yeah, okay. So that's red, and then of course dark blue, that is like wrathful. So these 21 taras, each one has an action. Also, you know, when you read the commentaries, it sounds like fairy tale, what they can do and what they're doing, and they're good for this and they're good for that. Again, I don't know if it's really like that. I mean, there's a lot of culture in here with this. But again, I'm sure it works on more subtle levels, because we do in Switzerland, we do for 1 week between Christmas and New Year, we do the 21 Tara retreat, where we, each of these 21 Taras, we visualize, say the specific mantra and all this. And people also say, they say, I don't know how this works, but I can feel that it works, yeah? So, since it works a lot with fears also. I remember before my knee operation, I was terrified. I don't know why, but I was, you know, everybody said, it's such a routine. I understood, you know, kind of rationally, it's a routine operation, but I had sleepless nights. I was totally freaking out, and it was in January, but luckily then the Tara retreat came before, and then it was gone, the fear was gone. I went into there totally calm. So, yeah, so it kind of, again, it speaks to ourselves, and it opens up possibilities that we have in ourselves that we can't access when these negative emotions are there, I think, yeah. So, and fear is, you know, fear sometimes is really good. It's good to be afraid of kind of crashing on the ground, so you're not jumping off a high rise because you love free fall. I mean, this is, so there's reasonable fear, and then there's totally unreasonable fear. So those are these 21 taras that are also very much then, you know, just recited. They have been translated into Hebrew by Venerable Dagme, which you can access. You can get Dagme translated, but it's not in here, because this is from the FPMT, so they're not doing Hebrew texts. But, you know, she has translated it, and she can... Do you have it? Do you have it? You can ask her maybe to get it. So I will send you this, the 8 fears, and then you ask Dagme to get you the translation of the 21 taras. And so if you want, we can recite them together, if you want, at the end of the session here. You want Tibetan or English? Huh? Tibetan it has much more influence on your energy channels, but only if you know it. Otherwise it's like skiing when you don't know how to, huh? Yeah, we have both. But while we're reciting it, we can either, we can do both, yeah, as you say. We do have time, huh? One English and one Tibetan. Yeah, we do it once in Tibetan and once in English. So it's not so easy, the Tibetan. It's, you know, it looks easy when somebody goes, but you can't imagine how long it took me until I'm able to do that. So, you know, and because I have a strong voice, from the beginning, from very early on, they asked me to lead, and then I lost the page and didn't know where I was, and it was disaster at the beginning. But this is how you learn, and how you learn when you do in Tibetan, because with the Tibetan it has a lot of vowels, and that does singing does something to your mind. Okay, we all agree with that. Singing is very good for the mind. When you're full of fear and all this, start singing. That's the best thing. Loud. The louder the better. And the Tibetans, they do that. You know, for them it's not important that you have a nice voice, or it's a nice melody, or you sing in the right tune, or in the right height. The main thing for the Tibetan is that you sing loud, because that opens your energy channels, yeah, with the voice. Also, the voice has to do with the winds in the channels, in the subtle body. So then you purify these winds. That's why, because when the winds are not well, it's like the nervous system going out of control, and we don't know what's going on. So this is why singing is really good. But if it's too many, if it doesn't have vowel, you know, how to say, A, E, I, O, U, then you stumble over it. It's like having an opera in German. I mean, it's horrible. You know, opera you need in Italian, where you have A, O, I, you know. In German, it's like at the end, and all this is like, it's no good. Okay? Well, the invocation we can do in English. So again, we invite them to come here, these 21 taras. The visualization would be like taras in the middle, and the 21 taras are around her. Yeah? So, from your sublime abode of the Patala or Tara, born from the green letter Tam, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas and the 3 times, Tara, please come with your attendants. To gods and demigods I bow, to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who to gods, the gods and demigods bow, to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who rescue all who are destitute, to you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. I can see here they kind of changed the words a bit. This is why I stumble sometimes, because I'm so used to the other thing. Okay, so we try to do in Tibetan. So what you do, because if you knew, you just say the last, you know, you go na 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 Palmo na 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 drama na 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 Chelgi na 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 Tuma. So you're still with me. Yeah, and then if you continue to do this practice, all of a sudden you're able to sing the whole thing. Okay, I will go a bit slower, but not too slow, because again, it's not about singing it correctly, and it's not about singing it slow. It's about singing it fast, because if you know something and you sing it fast, it's like when you have dreadlocks and you try to put the comb through it. Yeah, very difficult. This is our winds. This is our prana, chi, whatever you want to call it. It's full of knots. So when you start singing fast, but you need to know it, then it kind of flows. And then you have a feeling as if the consciousness is this is a sound, as if the consciousness is swimming on top of it. It's very difficult to explain. But then it really opens up, and it's like, you know, we don't have rivers here, yeah? Like swimming in a river that is quite strong, but going downstream, like effortless, yeah? So this is what it does when you know it. So if you just sing it very slow, this will never happen. I don't know, anybody of you knows to recite things by heart? Like a lot and fast? Can you relate to what I'm saying? Yeah? When you can totally let go, you don't need to think, you know, you just let go and you just recite. It's very, very pleasant. But you need to know, it's like skiing. If you don't know how to ski, it's no pleasure. It's just struggle. But you can learn. And also, you know, what we're doing here, this whole Tantra thing, especially if you're new, you really have to approach that in a playful mood, because otherwise it's like, you'll never get what this is all about. It's about joy, it's about playing, it's about letting go of the heaviness of daily life that we carry with us. And, you know, it's to become, playing a game. Yeah, we become Tara. Isn't it wonderful? I have the qualities. Now I'm Tara. You know, to kind of to create that energy. I would love to have a camera here and here a screen where you show I can show your faces. You don't look very playful, guys. You look very serious. Tantra is not for serious people. Tantra is not for people who only believe what they see. Tantra is for people who like to experiment and to kind of are not afraid of doing something that they don't know and all this. Then a lot of joy comes, like playing, you know, like playing a game. If you play a game with the computer and then you fail, boom, you delete and then start new. It's okay, yeah. That's what you need, because we want to make the mind really light and not so heavy. So don't bring your heaviness into the tantric practice. It's the other way around, okay? Okay, we try. On page 18, yeah? Om che tsuma pama druma la cha selo cha se druma nyuma pamo keni che kilo dan drama jingten zungi shuki shelgi gesa che wale ni chuma cha se dun ke na wa kuntu game geni she pe shelma karma drupa sopanam ki raptu che ve rapaima cha se no chune kye ki peme chani na pa Chimpa satu katu shiva supa santa niyama chasene shinche petsu to tayena pagewa chuma maru paru chimpa to gewe seki shintu tema chasen tu tara omi ke todan chodanan kangama chikten nupo shakinente luparme pargo panu Chaksengya chimela tampa lula natso vandu chuma chumparola nisananda nuchita kintu neto Chasedre chechadam peki para chukora tu choma yeki yuki shakinente me patu pashintu barma chasetu rechimpache Yuki pavonam pachoma shuke shenye drone dense tavatam chemalusa Heken chasozan chake somo chukonam pagye maru chaki kologyen perangi yukitonam chuma chasera tu gavachi pe ugene kichewa pema shepara chintutara Tudan chinte wandu tema chase sashi kyo etonam tanche gupanu panyema dione yo ege oengi pampatam chena pajama chase davudumbe ugen kempatam cheshintu parma repechana pamele tapashintu ratema chase kepedama meta pawechewe unanema yoki yoki soki ke trai punina pichoma chase Sashinga la cha tingi no kishakindo ma jone den seige hoengi rimpatum ponam nige ma chasende mage mashia Gane de shincho niema so om dayandan dempe di pachem pochom paniema chasekune koraka Jailunina pagema ige chukengangi köpe rimpa umle drumaniema chasedure shanida pe ungina pesapania Rira mandara dambiche chikten zona yawaniema chasela itoinam pe rida tachentananama tarani chepekige tunumani pa Chasela itonangel poladamiam chikitema kunego chagawa chiki tudamilam nyempasema chaseni madavage cheni paravarapsema harani chatutara ishintu daparimnesa Chasedeni sonam köpe shive tudayanandema dundarola nuchitsonam chompature rachonyema savena kitapatida chasewani susashi. So if you train that, if you learn that, and you're in the morning you wake up and you're tired, and you recite these praises a few times, I tell you it's better than drinking coffee. If you do it in the evening, because usually the Tara Puja we do in the evening, the 4 mandala offerings to the Chittamani Tara, we do it in the evening, and then you recite these praises first 2 times, then 3 times, then 7 times, and it can well be that you can't sleep because it gives you so much energy. So don't be surprised if you do it in the evening and you can't sleep, because it really wakes you up, you know, but in a good way, not like, you know, nervous waking up. In a very good way. So, okay, so we do in English. Oh, my prostrate to the noble, transcendent liberator, homage Tara swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of Chival's dear-born law. Homage he whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with rightless resplendent, doth 1,000 stars collect. Homage golden blue one lotus, water born in and adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation earth. Homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tuta, On the side direction and space, trampling with her feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings, homage worship ideal. Ani Brahma Marut, honored by the host of spirits, courts rises Kandvaras Yakshas, homage with her tray and pay sounds, destroyer of matching diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fire blaze, homage to the very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies, homage at her heart, her fingers, adorn her with ritual mudra, light red masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her, homage she's so joyous, radiant, crowd emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's death. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her home, saving from every misfortune, homage crown adorned with crescent, moon on ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal, shimmered with the blazed, unending fire abiding, right side left pen joy surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying, homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter Hung, the seven levels she does conquer, homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she who's filled with peace nirvana. She endowed with Om Soha, destroyer of the great evil, homage she with joy surrounded, tearing foes but is the sun, freeze with Hung and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters, homage to the with seed letter, of the same syllable Hung, by foot stamping shakes the tree wall, Meru, Mandara and Vindhya, homage holding in her hand the hair marked moon of Deva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pe, totally dispelling poise. Homage she whom gods and their kings and the kinnaras to honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage she whose 2 eyes bright, radiance of sun and full moon, with Vasara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, by the set of the 3 natures, destroy thoughts of spirits, Yah. Andres courses supreme to it, these praises with the root mantra, and aspirations thus are 21. Okay, then we can do the dedication, which you always do at the end of every practice. Very short, but still good to do, is page 11. May I quickly become Aryatara and lead each and every sentient being into her enlightened state because of these merits. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Okay. Did you feel the difference between English and Tibetan? Or not really?
Yes. It was fun.
Huh?
It was fun.
Yeah, but Tibetan is much more fun, isn't it? Huh?
No, I like the English.
You like the English, okay. Okay, so we have old preferences. Okay, so from my side, I don't know, we make a break and do another session.
What is the time?
It is 3:15. Okay, so we make, half an hour, 20 minutes? 20 minutes may be enough, eh? Half an hour break, whatever. So we make half an hour break until 3:45, then we do another session. And if you do have questions, then think about them and you can ask next session. Okay? Because if you're not asking, then I think you understand everything and then there's no need for me to talk. We can just do the sessions because that's what this is all about.